And now from the Coastal Empire and Low Country studios of WJCL News. WJCL News at 6, working for you.
Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. We are on the air with breaking news at this hour. An emergency landing at the Hunter Army Airfield. It happened about 3:30 this afternoon. WJCL was first on the scene. A Delta flight number 1947. Well, it was forced to land due to a fuel emergency. WJCL's Ashley Lincoln is there live. She has been covering this story for us all afternoon. Ashley, what can you tell us at this point?
Yeah, Jennifer, well, this plane has been out here on Hunter Army Airfield's tarmac for about 2 hours now. She mentioned it lands sometime between 3:30 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. The plane is still behind me. You can't see it because of the fog that's there, but take a look at some of this video we shot earlier. Now, this was a Delta flight 1947 leaving LaGuardia Airport. It had to make an emergency landing down here in Savannah because it couldn't land the plane because of the bad weather we've been getting. Now, the plane was in what they're calling a holding pattern. This is when they circle around an area until the storm clears out. Well, what happened is that the plane started to run low on fuel, and that's when they had to make an emergency landing here. This is a MD-88 plane. It holds 155 passengers, and that's what we're told that it's on board. It is a full flight, and what they're waiting for now is they're waiting to refuel the plane. All the passengers are still on that aircraft. They haven't deboarded from what we can see from here and what's been confirmed to us. And once the plane refuels, they will take off and go back on. Looks to be going on the tarmac behind me. We haven't seen any emergency vehicles or any emergency personnel assisting passengers on plane. We were told all the passengers were safe and no damage has been made to that aircraft, Jennifer. But again, this is Delta flight 1947. It was leaving from LaGuardia Airport around 11:55 this morning, Jennifer.
All right, Ashley, you said that there have been no reports of injuries and no damage to the plane. Any idea how long they may be out there?
Well, we were told earlier that it could take about an hour, but it's all contingent upon the weather, and once weather conditions start to clear up, that's when they'll be able to take back off. But from what we can see, the plane is still out there. It's hard to tell if any fuel trucks have been out to fuel up. We really can't see that far, but we were told an hour, and it's been about 2 hours since they've been out there on that tarmac.
Okay, have you had a chance to talk to any of the emergency workers or any of the employees out there along the airstrip to find out what the mood inside that plane may be?
We talked to some military personnel, but they are unaware of the activities that's going on inside of that plane. We don't know officially what the mood is like inside, but you can just imagine yourself being on the plane and hearing the captain say you have to make an emergency landing because you're running low on fuel. So I know some of those passengers are probably concerned, but that's all we know for now.
All right. Ashley, one last question. Was there ever any talk of taking the passengers off the plane until the weather clears and, I don't know, housing them somewhere out there along the airstrip?
Say that one more time, Jennifer. Hard time hearing you.
Okay, sorry. I know it's probably very loud with all that traffic going behind you. Was there ever any talk of having the passengers get off the plane and maybe house them along the airstrip in one of the buildings out there?
I believe you're asking me, was there ever any time we saw the passengers deboarding the plane?
No. Was there ever any talk of having the passengers get off the plane and maybe putting them in a building nearby until the weather clears?
No word on that yet, Jennifer. Again, we're still trying to gather details, but we haven't gotten any further confirmation on what they plan to do with those passengers on the plane.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks, Ashley. Ashley Lincoln reporting live for us out there at Hunter Army Airfield. We'll check back with you as soon as there is an update. All right, let's check out a map of that flight. As you can see, that blue line there, well, that is the path the flight was supposed to take. The yellow line, well, that is the line that it actually took. You could see it held between Augusta and Atlanta, then circled several times in the middle of Georgia. All right, let's check out the Boeing MD-88. According to the Boeing website, well, the plane is a quiet, very fuel-efficient twin jet. The MD-88's more than 149,000 pounds. They are 147 feet long. They can accommodate a maximum of 172 passengers. Again, there were 155 passengers on this flight. And of course, the weather situation causing the breaking news situation, and hopefully the weather will clear so they can deplane those passengers. They can get back to the airport and get on their way.
It's a lot better than it was, Jennifer. It was really coming down hard there for a while, but now as we take a look at your live radar, we can see that things are heading more to the south and southwest of Savannah. There's quite a bit of shower storm activity across the area. Nothing is severe out there, but we do have some areas of heavy rain and lightning. Let's zoom in here to Savannah. Both out the Savannah International Airport and Hunter, we have nothing worse than light rain falling right now, and any light rain will tend to dissipate here in the next 30 minutes. Further to the southwest, we do have heavy rain around Hinesville, quite a bit of lightning strikes with Glenville and south with some very heavy rain there. And then off to the north, looking at heavy rain in Claxton, as well as just south of Metter. So be aware as you're traveling out and about, there are some areas of heavy rain and that you will have to slow down when you find those. Now let's switch to the other source, check out our weather headlines. We're going to see that, yes, we do have some storms heading into this evening, and we will continue to have some weekend afternoon storms. Again, those will be mainly after 2 o'clock, slightly less hot conditions over the weekend because of more clouds and rain in the afternoons. More details and forecasts coming up in just a bit.
All righty, thanks, Jeff. And we now have new details on the plane and the passengers on that plane. WJCL's Larry Sproul is live at the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. He joins us with the update. Larry, what can you tell us? What have we learned so far?
Well, Jennifer, I just got off the phone with Lori Lyon. She's the spokeswoman here at the airport, and she says the plane that is at Hunter will not be returning here to Savannah. She says they will continue on with their flight to Atlanta. Now, she says they are in the process of filling out a lot of paperwork because they had to do that emergency landing. But she says the good thing is they are feeding the passengers pizza on the airplane. She says once they fill out the paperwork and refuel the airplane, they will return to their original plan into Atlanta. So once again, they will not return here to the airport in Savannah. But also, Jennifer, I got wind that there are a lot of delays here inside this airport for people that cannot fly out due to the bad weather here. So I will have their story coming up tonight at 10 and 11. But once again, the plane that's at Hunter will not be returning here to Savannah. They will continue on to the Atlanta airport. But for now, reporting here live at the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport, I'm Larry Sproul, WJCL News, working for you.
We will, of course, continue to follow this breaking news as it develops. Meantime, there continues to be disagreement between the city and county regarding the Savannah-Chatham Metro Police merger. You may remember the police department merged more than a decade ago. Since then, the two sides have changed have not changed that contract. City leaders say the county owes them $1.5 million, an amount the county disagrees with because it feels the cost allocation needs to change. Right now, the funding is based on population. Well, the county would like to pay based on several factors, including population, police calls, and crime statistics. But it appears there's disagreement over how negotiations are going. County leaders say the disagreement stems from how Savannah handles its emergency calls and its population formula. Well, the county would like policy changes made by October and financial changes by December. County leaders also responded to our story last night where some in City Hall took exception to the coverage that we have given to recent gun violence. You may remember some in City Hall blamed us, the media, for creating an alarmist situation because gun violence is down. But county leaders disagree. WJCL's Nick Notario has been on top of this story, and he now joins us with the latest on that. Hey, Nick.
Hey, this has generated a ton of buzz, not just from people in the community, but it's become
Yesterday, Metro Police told officials that there's been 8 fewer shootings this year. This prompted some aldermen to complain about the media coverage. Despite the drop, officers say in the past month, 24 people have been shot with only 3 arrests. Take a listen to what Alderman Van Johnson told us about the media, and then you'll hear the responses by county leaders.
I mean, the reality of it is that the media is in business to make news, and those have the more sensational headlines and the better top stories obviously do better.
It wasn't one of us, or I don't believe it was anybody involved here or representing this county on television or in the media or even saying out loud that the media was blowing the 20 shootings that took place over a week or two out of control. The media made it look bad. Well, hell, if you're one of the 20 that got shot, it is pretty bad.
You can't overblow 24 shootings in a month.
Told us earlier this week, while the shootings are down, they've been more concentrated this year. They don't know what's sparking the recent violence, but believe the public is not at danger because they are not random. Officers told us because of the shootings, they've beefed up patrols and continue to look into new programs to cut down violence. And Jennifer, of course, this week we have not had a single shooting reported that we know of since Sunday.
All right. Interesting. Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
All right. The amount of car break-ins on the road.